We'd been together for almost 11 years. That's long enough for love to change shape from wild, unpredictable excitement into something quieter, steadier, sometimes dull. Our life looked ordinary from the outside. A small house in the suburbs, a kid in elementary school, the same grocery store every Sunday, and the same conversation every night. How was your day? Fine. Yours. We weren't unhappy, just settled, comfortable in a way that felt safe, and maybe too safe. When I think back, I can't name the exact moment things started to shift. It was gradual, like watching paint fade on a wall. You don't notice it's different until you compare it to how it used to be. At first, it was little things. Emily started staying later at work. Deadlines, she said. Sometimes she'd come home quiet, thoughtful, sometimes cheerful, like something inside her had been lit again. I didn't ask questions. I figured it was just stress, or maybe new friends from her office. We still did family things, school events, dinners, birthdays, but even then, there was a kind of distance. When I looked at her, she was there physically, but not fully present. Her smile seemed rehearsed, her eyes elsewhere. And I kept telling myself, this is what happens in long relationships. It's normal. Then came a phone. It sounds cliché, I know, but that little device became the new wall between us. It was always in her hand, scrolling, typing, smiling at something she didn't share. Before, she used to toss it anywhere, on the kitchen counter, on the bed, plugged in next to mine. Now, it was like a part of her body. Even in the shower, I'd hear the faint echo of music, or maybe a call. One evening, I half joked, "You're more married to that phone than to me." She didn't even look up. "Maybe the phone listens better," she said. And that joke, that little moment, cut deeper than I wanted to admit. Weeks passed. I told myself not to overthink it. We were adults. We had a mortgage, a kid, a routine. Who has time for drama at 36? But one night, I came home early. The house was quiet except for the hum of the fridge. Emily was at the kitchen table, still in her work clothes, staring at her phone. She didn't notice me come in. For just a second, I saw the screen light up. A message. "When can you get away?" The name said Olivia. I froze. And in that second, something in my stomach dropped. That cold, sharp awareness that your life might not be what you think it is. I didn't confront her. I couldn't. Instead, I walked up behind her, placed my hands on her shoulders like always. She flinched, like I caught her, then forced a smile. "Hey, you're home early." "Yeah," I said quietly. "Everything okay?" "Just tired," she said. "Long day." She put her phone down, screen first. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling. There's a specific kind of silence that happens when you're next to someone you no longer trust. It's heavier than anger, thicker than fear. And I started thinking about all the moments I'd brushed off. The new perfume, the sudden gym membership, the way she hummed in the morning while checking messages. I wanted to believe there was another explanation. But deep down, I already knew. A few days later, I remembered my old tablet, still synced to her account. It had been sitting in a drawer for months, dead battery, forgotten. I charged it, opened the Messages app, and there it was. Her conversations. I wish I could say I stopped myself, but I didn't. I scrolled through line after line, my hands shaking. It wasn't just flirting. It was intimacy. Photos of coffee cups. Notes like, "You make me feel seen." Her words, warm, vulnerable, words she hadn't said to me in years. His name was Daniel. They joked about work, shared songs, even planned weekends that sounded suspiciously like business trips. I sat there for hours, reading, until the screen blurred from the tears I didn't realize had formed. I didn't feel rage, just this crushing sadness like watching something beautiful rot from the inside. The next morning, I waited until our son went to school. "Emily," I said, "we need to talk." She looked at me for a long moment, like she already knew what I'd seen. And then she sighed quietly. "I was going to tell you," she said. "Eventually. No excuses, no shouting. Just calm resignation." "It wasn't supposed to happen," she said. "We just started talking. I didn't plan any of it." I asked, "Why him?" She shrugged, looking down at her hands. "He listens. He asks how I'm doing. You used to do that, remember?" That one hurt the most because it was true. Over the years, I'd stopped asking, stopped noticing when she was off. We'd both stopped trying, and someone else filled the silence. "Do you love him?" I asked finally. She didn't answer right away. I don't know, she said. But when I'm with him, I feel like myself again. For a few weeks after that, we lived like ghosts sharing the same house. We didn't fight, didn't touch. There was nothing left to argue about. We moved around each other in quiet choreography, cooking, cleaning, pretending everything was fine for our son. I think the hardest part wasn't the betrayal itself. It was watching her detach piece by piece. You can't hate someone who's already gone. You just start missing them while they're still standing in front of you. One morning, she told me she was leaving. She found a small apartment closer to her office. Said it was for a while, just to clear her head. She packed her suitcase calmly, folding her clothes neatly. No tears, no begging for forgiveness. Before she left, she turned and said, I don't know if I'm making the right choice, but I can't pretend anymore. I nodded. I didn't try to stop her, because the truth was, I'd already lost her long before that morning. It's been over a year now. We only talk about her son. Birthdays, school events, drop-offs. Sometimes she still smiles the same old way, and for a second, I see the woman I married. Then it's gone. I've never asked if she's still with Daniel. I don't want to know. But over time, I've learned something. Cheating doesn't start with a kiss. It starts much earlier, in silence. In all the times you stop asking how are you. Stop noticing the small changes. Stop reaching out just to touch their hand. That's when the distance grows, inch by inch, day by day, until someone else notices what you stopped seeing. And when they do, it's already too late. Maybe that's why she left. Maybe I would have, too, if no one saw me anymore.